Good morning and welcome. Last year, faced with a global pandemic which no one foresaw lasting over a year. Although we are still fighting against COVID-19, we hope for better days. Today now marks an important day for the graduating class of 2021, but for the Africans Americans across the nation. Today we celebrate Juneteenth. Juneteenth, also known as the Freedom Day, is the day of the emancipation for those who was enslaved in the United States. We are excited to be celebrating Juneteenth and the achievement and hard work of the graduating class of 2021. For our safety and our family and those in our community, we would like to welcome you to the George Arthur Clarke 8th grade virtual graduation ceremony.
This year, we began the school year remotely and uncertain of how we would look. By the start of the second semester, we slowly started in-person learning again. It has been an amazing feeling being able to see some of our classmates again. As we thought about our time here at G.R. Clarke, we started to think of those teachers that inspired us, fond memories we shared, and what advice we would tell the future 8th graders. So we asked our fellow classmates, and here's what they had to say.
To the incoming 8th graders, I want you to know that you should participate in opportunities that you know will give you recognition. This could be including yourself in student council, participating in a city science fair, or winning a writing competition, or anything that will give you recognition. And you want this recognition because you can use it for your high school and scholarship applications. What you've done speaks on who you are, and that's what you want to add onto your application.
The teacher that inspired me the most is Mr. Jennings. He taught me a lot and he inspired me.
My favorite memory is when I first went to the museum. I saw dinosaur bones and skeleton bones and all kind of animal bones.
The teacher that inspired me the most is Mr. Jennings. Mr. Jennings has always been there for me for my whole 3 years in middle school. Mr. Jennings is very inspiring because he got me to believe in myself. He told me not to quit and to always keep trying. Mr. Jennings is also very inspiring just because of the way he loves math and how he'll just get up in a board and do all these math problems and write down equations and solve it very fast, which is very inspiring to me because I want to get to do that moving on into the future. So thank you, Mr. Jennings, for everything.
I would encourage incoming 8th graders to pay close attention in class and stay active during class discussion.
The most important thing I remember throughout my school year was when we had a parade for the whole school, and then after that we had a picnic in the playground.
For the incoming 8th graders, I hope you all have the best. I wish you guys to have the best of the years in George Arthur Clarke. For the inspiring, for the best, for everything. I hope you guys also be determined in all your work and just push through if it gets challenging and it will all pay off in the end. Just make sure that you do all your work, come to school every day, and you will see what happens.
The person who inspired me is Mr. Jennings because he made me realize how math is so important.
I will always remember the teachers here at Clarke. I would not be where I am today if it weren't for them. I have learned so much the past years, and I have made many amazing memories. High school is right around the corner, and I am prepared. Thank you all for everything. I am beyond grateful.
Mr. Murphy's no longer at Clarke. He's helped me do some great things, and honestly, he's a great teacher.
One advice I give to the upcoming 8th graders is to do your best and work hard.
The memory that I had at G.R. Clarke is all the friendships that I've made and the support that they had for me.
In my whole middle school year, the teacher that inspired me the most was Mr. Jennings because in 6th grade, me and Mr. Jennings had a real rough time. We didn't have the best student and teacher bond. In 7th grade, we started working on it, and now in 8th grade, he's the best math teacher ever.
Advice I would give the future upcoming 8th graders is to take your time and don't get frustrated and do your work careful.
I don't really have a favorite teacher that inspires me the most because all the teachers are inspiring to me because they're very motivating and encouraging.
My best memory was my 7th grade year because I felt connected to my classmates. We always had fun and we created new memories every day.
Throughout my whole middle school year, Miss Olsen has inspired me because she helped me through all my hard times and helped me become a better person.
A piece of advice I'd like to give to the incoming 8th graders: make the best out of your last year.
Two of the teachers that inspire me the most are one, Miss Mandrano, because no matter what, I can always count on her to make me laugh or smile. And she's always an amazing teacher to me, and I'm so happy to have her as one of my teachers this year. A second teacher, the second teacher would have to be Mr. Jennings, because when I'm having a down day and I would go to his class, he would make me smile. He would do check-ins with me, and if I do something wrong, we'll sit and we'll talk about it. And if I ever need help with the work, he'll spend an extra hour, extra 30 minutes, whatever time we have to spare, helping me with that. And I want to thank both of those teachers for making me into the person I am today.
For my incoming 8th graders, you are now the oldest in this school, which means younger kids are going to look up to you. You are now going to be the role models. For the last year in middle school, have fun with it and start looking at more high schools to know which one you are going to in the future. Salutatorian is an academic title given to the second highest ranked graduate of the entire graduating class. Please join me in welcoming our salutatorian, Emily Araujo.
Hello everyone, welcome to the graduation of the class of 2021. My name is Emily Araujo, and I'm delighted to be part of this special day celebrating our graduation. Although for many of us, this may seem like the end of a story, it's actually the start of a new beginning. We finally finished a chapter in our life, but today we can take a step back and remember what it was about. Entering preschool, we were going into a new environment learning the ABCs. Next thing you know, we're in kindergarten having spelling bees and complaining about having no more playtime. Then we were in first grade taking reading tests and learning new vocabulary. Suddenly we're in second grade writing essays, preparing for third grade. Once we were on the second floor, we felt like big kids, but work got challenging. Then we got to fourth grade and we learned how to have stamina and become more independent. Finally, in fifth grade, we were preparing to be on the third floor and start middle school. Once we entered sixth grade, we felt like true middle schoolers, switching classes and having different teachers. Seventh grade came around and we were so excited to see how close we were to the finish line. Suddenly, it was the beginning of eighth grade. We were applying to high schools and preparing to be freshmen. At last, it has come to the last day of eighth grade and our graduation is here. Today we celebrate all we've accomplished and all the next chapters we have ahead of us. Being part of the school since preschool, I have learned so much from the teachers and students. It's so crazy how we will finally be going our separate ways after all this time. We've all witnessed each other grow and become our own unique individuals. All of us will be going into amazing high schools where we will meet new people and learn new things. I will be attending Northside College Prep in the fall, which is a totally new environment from Gerald Clark. I remember the first day of preschool being so nervous, and our freshman year will be that all over again. In 3 months, we'll all be in different schools, not with each other like we always have. It hasn't sunk in that this has come to an end, and we will be conquering a different chapter in our life without each other. We've come this far thanks to the love and support from our families and the time and patience from our teachers. I'm so proud of us all. Throughout the years, we've learned so much and had many amazing opportunities. We couldn't have done it without Miss Rivas, our kindergarten teacher, Miss Cruz, our second grade teacher, Miss Roy, our fourth grade teacher, and Miss Wojner, our fifth grade teacher. Transitioning to middle school, we've had awesome teachers to prepare us all for this day, especially our math teacher, Mr. Jennings, our language arts teacher, Miss Bloomquist, and our science and homeroom teacher, Mrs. Mandrano. I'd also like to thank our counselors, Miss Olson and Miss Penix, our assistant principal, Mrs. Van Leer, our principal, Dr. Pena, and the entire Gerald Clark family. Thank you, everyone. There really aren't enough words to describe how thankful we are for each and every one of you. This past year has been rough for all of us due to COVID. Our teachers have done their best in these circumstances to teach us. Although we didn't have a normal graduation, I'd like to thank Mrs. Mandrano for putting this all together and going out of her way to make this celebration happen. Being part of this class, I witnessed us push through good and bad times, and we finally made it to an end. Congratulations, class of 2021. Like Dr. Seuss once said, you're off to great places, today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. It was an honor to be part of the Clark family for 11 years. I wish us all the best of luck for the next chapters of our life. Thank you.
Aw, that's cute. I bet you're wondering what I'm looking at. Well, it's hard to imagine how 8 years has gone by so fast, but just going into high school is just baby steps. Take a look at our 8th graders as babies.
This year it's a great honor that I get to introduce our guest speaker. Camion Buckner was born on the south side of Chicago and attended Morgan Park High School. After high school, he attended the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign, where he played football for the Fighting Illini. While at U of I, he became a member of the Omega Psi Phi. After college, Camion Buckner worked for Senator Dick Durbin in Washington, D.C., and the mayor of New Orleans. He then worked in community relations for the Chicago Cubs before being appointed the executive director of World Sports Chicago. In 2019, Camion Buckner was appointed to the Illinois House of Representatives. Since taking office, he's fought for equitable funding for public schools across Illinois and has authored HB 3917, which endorses Chicago public schools to receive the proper amount of funding based on the needs of students. He has been a big advocate for the comprehensive gun control using his personal history of experiencing and witnessing gun violence from a very young age to demand that mental health, quality of life, education, and economic development be factors in any public policy efforts to eradicate gun violence. Please join me in welcoming Illinois State Rep and little brother to Dr. Pena, Camion Buckner.
Hello, and congratulations to George Rogers Clark Elementary School, class of 2021. I'm Cam Buckner, State Representative of Illinois' 26th Legislative District. I'm so humbled and honored to speak with you on this, your graduation day. I'm so proud of each of you and all that you've accomplished during this very difficult year. History is going to remember a lot about this time, about all who persevered, about all who served, the heroes among us, and about all that was lost. Lives were lost, livelihoods and normalcy. And graduates, you will remember all of that, to be sure. And you will also remember one thing that you gained, one important thing, one incredible thing, your 8th grade diploma. You did that despite all of the fear, confusion, frustration, grief, anxiety, and loss due to COVID-19. We know that your families have had to make adjustments to their daily lives that they would never have imagined. Parents, grandparents, and siblings became co-teachers, setting up makeshift classrooms within their homes while continuing to work, some at home and some on the front lines, putting their own lives in danger. Teachers juggled lesson plans for their students while parenting their own children. Not an easy feat. Although these uncertain times have brought challenges for everyone, they have also brought us gifts. Most graduation speeches talk about slowing down and taking the time to get to know the people around you and trying to not work so hard. As a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, you have had the opportunity to take a pause, a deep breath, and to reflect upon what is really important in all of our lives. It has hopefully allowed you to spend more time with your family and friends in the last few months than you probably have in years. I believe that you, the class of 2021, can begin the change our world needs. The change to focus on appreciation, gratitude, support, and collaboration. You are graduating in the middle of a movement that showed a heightened appreciation for teachers, healthcare professionals, and all essential workers who risk their lives every day so we can stay safe and healthy. You have shown gratitude for good health, both physical and mental, and you have social distanced yourself for the safety of all. You are learning that this country and this world needs to support one another to collaborate and advocate peacefully for social justice. So, although this pandemic has taken many things from you, it has also given you the opportunity to highlight what is truly important: family, friends, health, and your community, your school community, G.R. Clark, and beyond. So as you continue on your journey to change the world, do so by acknowledging, respecting, and celebrating our differences. Take the opportunity to find out more about what you have in common with someone instead of focusing on what separates you. Find your voice and learn to use it. Speak, express, and let yourself be heard, but also take the time to listen and hear what people are saying. Try to understand another person's point of view, especially when it's different from yours. Always be kind and try to live with an open heart and an open mind. You have the great fortune of graduating on Juneteenth, the day that emancipated slaves in Galveston, Texas were informed of their freedom. My challenge to you is to summon the spirit of those ancestors and use your freedom to learn, your freedom to serve, your freedom to make this world a better place. Congratulations, class of 2021. We are so very proud of you.
The passing of the torch symbolizes the 8th grade class passing down the leadership role to the current 7th grade class. We would like to keep the tradition of passing off the torch to the class of 2022. It is with great honor that I ask Agustin Duarte and Risto Melo to receive the torch on behalf of the class of 2022.
I am honored in receiving this award on behalf of my classmates. The class of 2022 will receive this award proudly.
I am honored to be part of this tradition. My classmates and I will work hard to make sure the class of 2022 is an amazing one.
Hi, my name is Juliana Mendrano, and I am the 8th grade homeroom teacher. The valedictorian is traditionally the student with the highest academic standing among their graduating class, and that is commonly determined by their grade point average. It is with great honor that I introduce to you this year's valedictorian, Maximiliana Calvillo.
Good morning, G.R. Clark students, staff, families, and class of 2021. I am Maximiliana Calvillo. Whether you've been here for a year or 2, 3 or 4, and maybe the entirety of the time here like myself, you've done it. Be proud of yourself and be excited. I know many of us wanted an in-person graduation, and we couldn't get it due to COVID restrictions. Our virtual graduation might not seem like much, but it's important that we lift our spirits and enjoy this day. If you ask our classmates, many of them would tell you that they're ready to graduate and leave. Not only their words, but their actions let you know. When the teachers allowed us to use their markers and write on the whiteboards, the first thing they'd write was Class of 2021 in huge lettering. Then we'd all take turns signing our names. Even if the writing was erased, my classmates would always go back to fix it. One time in 6th grade, we were going to participate in field day, but before we went, we had to create a poster with our team name. Of course, our class titled it as our graduating year in bold lettering too. You can tell how eager and how often everyone thought about graduation. I'll never forget my classmates. I really enjoyed being in the same class as them, and I wouldn't try to change that. For the majority, a lot of us got along really well, Some of us didn't, but that's just how it is. You can't expect us to all be friends. We've had our issues, and there were times where we'd all get along. Our drama was set aside and we would all come together as a class. My classmates can be very caring at times. In 7th grade, when it was announced on the intercom that one of the teachers was going to have a baby, everyone was anxious to find out who it was. When the bell rang, instead of heading out the door, we all ran down the stairs into the office. It was our counselor, Miss Olson. We were all so excited for her. We congratulated her and left all cheering. And if that announcement was something trivial to them, believe me, they would have been running down the opposite set of stairs, pushing through each other just to get out. I would have never made it to where I was now without my wonderful teachers. They've done a lot, and I wouldn't be the person I am today without them. I'd like to mention my most recent teachers, my middle school teachers. One of them, who used to be my 6th grade homeroom teacher and is now my math teacher, Mr. Jennings. I've learned so much from his teaching and was especially proud to be part of his algebra class. Not only is he a great teacher, but a great encouragement to my class. Whenever someone wasn't having a good day, he'd always point to the sign on his board that read PVO, for positive vibes only. He was an encouragement to me. I'd often feel uneasy about heading to high school, but with his reassurance, that fear slowly starts to lessen. I want to mention my language arts teacher, Ms. Blomquist. Every Tuesday before she started class, she'd give us a check-in to complete. She cared about us all when she looked through those check-ins to make sure that we were doing well. She was a very amiable teacher, and though I didn't talk much to her, nor know her for a long time, I appreciate her a lot. And I couldn't forget Miss Medrano. I still remember being afraid of her for the first year with her, but I've seen now what a kind heart she has. She almost never seems to have a dull day and sets the classroom environment with her positive attitude. Whenever we're feeling sluggish, she always finds a way to get us all up. I'd like to thank Dr. Pena for everything she's done for our school. She has shaped the way our school works with her efforts. I really like how every morning on the announcement she says, "Make it a great day, everybody." I also want to acknowledge my other teachers I had, Ms. Van Leer and Ms. Mothershed, and every other teacher who has helped me along the way. Thank you for everything. As I mentioned before, we didn't get to participate in the usual graduation ceremony. We missed out on our trip to Six Flags, the luncheon, the ribbon pinning. We couldn't do things that every other class has done, like walk down the hallways while waving to the younger students, sitting outside the tents listening while someone spoke at the podium. Some of our classmates tried creating a petition for an in-person graduation, and our teacher even told us how much she fought for it. We didn't get it, and it's completely understandable. We must take precautions during these times, and I don't want my classmates feeling disappointed. It's an obstacle, but obstacles only make us stronger when we get around them. Our former First Lady, Michelle Obama, has said, "You should never view your challenges as a disadvantage. Instead, it's important for you to understand that your experience facing and overcoming adversity is actually one of your biggest advantages. You'll be surrounded with challenges during high school and throughout your life, but I know that you'll overcome them." I can't believe we've done it. We finished elementary school and we're now on to greater things. There will be many new people you'll meet, some that'll be there at your side and others who will try to bring you down. Don't let them be the ones who interfere with what you want to accomplish. Don't be the one who gets caught up with these types of people. You'll get new teachers who will help you progress further into your success. Mr. Jennings tells me all the time, "We can't help you here anymore." It's really stuck with me because it's true. There's no more for us to learn here, no more for us to do here, and we've done it all. That's why we're graduating. It's time to go, and when we make it to high school after break, we're going to start all over again. Yet it's a much shorter time we'll be there. Make the most out of it. Use the help you are provided with. Use the opportunities that are given to you. Make new friendships. Lots of us are leaving each other and heading our own separate ways. I think it's important that you'll have someone with you that you can talk to and someone who will be there at your side. High school is going to pose many challenges, but this class can conquer them. Class of 2021, it's been a wondrous time knowing you. We've shared many memories that I'll never let go of. You'll always be at the back of my mind. Whether we see each other again or not, I wish you nothing but the best. I know you'll do great on your first day of high school. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Dear Clark friends, and family, it is now finally the time to commemorate the class of 2021.
Giselle Anaya, Emily Arajo, Ryan Nathaniel Baker, Joshe Finesse Burnett, Maximiliana Margarita Calvillo, Kayshawn Kavan Colbert Jones, Lola Renata Garcia, Gabrielle Leanne Griffith, Miriam Estefania Hernandez Delgadillo, Trevor Tyrone Holmes, Damari Dante Johnson, Saran Lee Jones, Alana Cheryl Allure Cuba, Paige Lachey Laws, Yahaira Martinez Castellon, Amari Moore, Serenity Amari Peltz, Steve Elvan Walker Jr., Isaiah Philip Weddington, Marlon Renard Williams Jr.,
Before ending our graduation, our very own Dr. Pena would like to share a few words with us.
Good morning. I would like to begin today's speech by having you reflect upon time. How much time did it take you to get dressed? How much time did it take you to eat? Or how much time did it take you to pick your clothes for the day? As you begin to think about the concept of time, please allow me to share with you my thoughts about time and its connection as to why we're here today. I'm asking that you reflect on these ideas. Number one, time is a gift. Number two, time is something that we don't get back. And number three, time waits for no one. In March of 2021, my father was diagnosed with COVID-19. I would come to school every day, then go visit my father after school at the hospital. I would go to his room and put on my protective gear, a gown, gloves, and a face shield. Go into his room and see where his eyes would be open. He would lay in the bed, motionless, speechless, connected to oxygen, an IV, and other medical devices of which I have had no idea. I would look at his oxygen levels because I knew how to read that device, because I had to use it for myself due to COVID. I paid attention to his readings because my father's oxygen level was not stable. I would talk to him and tell him that I loved him because I knew that his time on earth was limited. My father's health continued to decline, where he would be placed in hospice care. On April 23rd, 2021, my father lost his battle with COVID. I share this story with you because the reality of this school year has been beyond challenging times for students, parents, staff in our community. We have battled COVID, sickness, deaths, economic hardships, and civil unrest, but through these times, we've excelled. We've all exhibited resiliency and fortitude that will take you successfully into your next chapter of life. So let's further this concept of time. 1,620. 1,620, well, that represents the number of days you have spent in elementary school, starting in grades pre-K through grade 8. Within those days, 180 represents the number of days you spent this school year. So what did you do with that time? Here's what you did. You maintained an attendance rate of 95%. You showcased your artwork in the citywide arts competition. You've led peer conferences and the G.R. Clark Morning Show. You organized student events as Game Day Fridays and Field Days. You facilitated peer discussions about race and equity. You were able to do all those things and so much more because of, number one, the love and support of your family, mom, dad, grandma, abuela, abuelo, aunts, tios, TTs, cousins, and friends. You persevered through online learning, in-person learning, health screeners, state testing, and so much more. And number three, you took the time to invest in your educational experience. 4,745. This number represents the number of days you've spent here on earth. 720. This number represents the number of days that you will spend in high school in grades 9 through 12. My question to you is, how will you spend your time in high school? Will you spend time studying or playing sports, soccer, football, basketball? Or will you spend time traveling to another country, learning another language, or taking advanced placement classes? What you invest your time in will be the result of your investment. 6,570. Now parents, you're gonna love this number. This is the countdown number. This number represents the number of days that you will spend on earth up until the age of 18. Before you get to this number though, it is the expectation that you take advantage of any and all opportunities that are afforded to you during your time in high school. I want to share one more number with you. The number is 26,933. This is the number of days that I had the honor and privilege to spend time with my father. During his time on earth, I learned to stay grounded in my faith, value family, stand in my truth, to be of service, have fun, and live life. As you reflect on how you will spend your time, remember that time is a gift. Time is something that we don't get back, so use it wisely, and time waits for no one. Use your time wisely and make it count. G.R. Clark families, it has been an honor to speak with you today. Thank you for taking the time to support your child's education. Now it's time to celebrate this chapter of life. Thank you for the opportunity. Happy Juneteenth Day, happy Father's Day, and congratulations, class of 2021. Thank you.
Congratulations, class of 2021. I am Heather Van Leer, the assistant principal. It is an honor to be able to celebrate the completion of elementary school with you today. The world needs your talents, knowledge, and creativity. Continue to be the leaders and innovators that you have shown us at George Rogers Clark Elementary School. Always remember that wherever life takes you, you will always have a home at Clark. Once a Panther, always a Panther. It is now time for the turning of the tassel. The tassel symbolizes your time as an elementary school student, and the turning of the tassel confirms your newfound status as an elementary school graduate. G.R. Clark class of 2021, please turn your tassel from the right side to the left side. Congratulations, class of 2021.